2023 Ford F250 Platinum Tremor. Been having a little bit of difficulty locating the upfitter wiring, and I haven't seen a good video, so this is my attempt to pass on some information. So the upfitter switch is obviously provided by Ford, and those switches come to this relay box here with protection fuses. And online I was looking to locate the wires that go into the passenger side kick panel. Having some trouble locating those. One place I read was that it's underneath the battery and the battery tray. So I removed the battery and battery tray, and it wasn't there. So did a little bit more research, and I think it was the F250 forums. I saw a post where a guy located them right here. So this is the ECM. Right below the ECM and between the upfitter relay box is this small harness with 4 wires in it. It was just taped to the larger harness going to the ECM. So you can just pull it free. Those 4 wires run inside the cabin. So the wires are there. They're really small gauge. Ford did us a huge disfavor by running 18 gauge, 20 gauge, I don't know. It's really light. If you're going to run a two-way mobile radio like I am, pulls about 25 amps, these wires are not going to work. You're going to have huge voltage drop. You can chance freaking burning your truck to the ground. So not worth it. But if you're going to run a radar detector or dash cam, or you want to control some device with low current requirements with the upfitter switches, you can certainly use these wires here. What I did is I ran that red wire that you see. I drilled a hole into the top of that factory grommet, and I used a coat hanger after popping a hole with a drill, undersized of course, because I want that hole not to be too large. I want it to seal around my red wire there. So you got to pop a hole on the outside of it, and you got to drill a little bit further to get into the inner part of it to get through it. Just be careful. Don't hit the wire loom. There's a bunch of other wires there, but if you're careful, you'll get through it. And it's real easy. I just stick a coat hanger through there, and it popped out on the other side. I was able to grab it, and then tied my red wire to the other end of the coat hanger and just pulled the whole thing through. It worked out really great. That is number 10 XHHW wire, so should last very well for the longevity of the truck. And then of course butt spliced it down there and shrink tubed it. So, and I hooked it up to aux relay, upfitter relay number 6, which by moving this fuse from here in the factory, you pull it out, you slide the switch over, you put it back in, you can keep upfitter switches 5 and 6 hot all the time, regardless of the ignition position. So let's go to the kick panel on the inside and find the other side of this wire loom with the 4 wires in it, so you guys know where that's at. Yeah, I had my truck all torn apart here. You guys don't need to go this far. I did because I was searching. You don't need to pull the glove box. You don't need to pull all this trim. All that can stay on for you guys. In fact, you can get to this wire loom just through the access plate that Ford provides. So these are the 4 wires right here on the inside. I don't know what these other 3 are. I haven't researched that. I'm not really interested in it at this moment in time. Maybe later I will. But here are your 4 wires. So if you radar detector, dash cam, something that pulls little current, because these are, I'm going to say 18 gauge wires, and then there's a little, maybe a 20 or 22 gauge wire in there. It's just ridiculous. Ford needs to run a 12 gauge or even a 10 gauge in here for those of us that want to run, a radio, for example, or another device that pulls a lot of current. they don't make it easy for us. So I think that's it. I think I'm gonna mount my radio right there, and I've already mounted my antenna mount right there. So that is a mount. I can't remember the manufacturer off the top of my head. Maybe I'll put it in the notes. But you remove the factory third brake light. You install a very beautiful $560, $70 billet aluminum piece. Screw that to the cab. And then on the top of that aluminum piece is a very nice NMO mount for antennas. And then you reinstall the factory third brake light over the top of that billet aluminum piece, and it comes out really clean looking. The additional lights on that, you can buy it with or without the additional lights. I wired those into my reverse lights, so I go into reverse, those 2 additional lights on the edges of that illuminate. Works pretty good. I like it so far. I got a lot of plans. I got a Carly suspension already ordered for this truck. I'm just doing the pin top. Didn't want to go with the Adventure, but we'll see how that pin top does. So this is, they're telling me that 3.5 additional inches over this trimmer height. So yikes, my girlfriend's probably not going to be too happy trying to get in and out of this truck. So I think that's it, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. Be safe out there. You know, the cabal has things planned for us. You know, don't cooperate, do not comply, resist any of the face satanic coverings that they like to push on us. We should not comply. We should definitely dig our heels in this time and give them nothing. We give them nothing. All right, guys, be safe.